So, I made some discoveries about replaying missions. One particularly horrible discovery, which is that S ranks are possible, so at some point I'm going to have to redo all of these. No idea how I'm supposed to get an S on this one, because it keeps you trapped with the basic AC, whereas the other ones let you at least take your fully customized mech into battle. But that's also not entirely the point. You see, the thing is, doing those missions also gives you money, so I kinda went ahead and, I kitted myself out a bit better, question mark? I at least have a full Melander set, because, I kinda like the boxy look. I kind of do. I don't know, there's a bit of me that's like, well, this is just the first tier of parts, but do also like this little sharp headpiece, like right here. It's got a nice little sleek look to it. Although this one just, oh, look at this core. Just look at this core. I love it. I love it, but I have no use for it. It's also very lightweight, but, yeah, very low on AP, and, well, debates have been made. I'm also not sure how much I like this current color scheme. It looks very green in here, right? But you'll see as we get into the mission. I like the coloration, but it looks different in the hangar than it does in the mission, which is weird to me, but also not important, because we have choices to make. And here's where things might deviate from Armored Core in the past, because in the past, you had branching missions, right? But with the ability to replay missions, I'm wondering if we're still gonna have that? Because if I miss a mission, then don't I no longer have the ability to play that in the replays? Is that gonna be how they make you do a New Game Plus so you can do that? I don't know. There's a lot I don't know. But, well, how do we want to screw over the Rubicon Liberation Front, who I probably will end up supporting eventually? How do you want to screw them over? They were talking about bringing supplies to the Strider, and this lets us destroy the Strider, so that seems like a monstrous thing that we could do. Also, I was going to be testing out the shield. Yeah, of course you do, Handler.
This one's a request from the Arquebus group.
Lovely.
Raven, this request comes from Schneider, an Arquebus subsidiary.
Okay.
The mission will take place in the Bonadea dunes of Western Belius. Our coral investigation there is being blocked by the Strider, a Rubicon Liberation Front mining ship. You are to destroy it.
Yeah, that ship looks a lot like a giant
resource base
robot.
Extensively weaponized by the Liberation Front.
Wonderful.
Call it the crowning glory of their efforts to militarize into an anti-corporate force. Your attack will focus on the Eye, a giant laser cannon connected directly to the main generator.
Oh, looks like the
by shield,
okay, fine.
Which is powered by auxiliary sub-generators. These should be your first targets. This concludes the briefing. Good luck.
Blow up the shields, blow up the Eye. Got it. It kind of looks like the same thing that shot our little descent ship down. Interesting. If I were to look at the briefing for attacking the dam complex, though, I'm just curious, is all. What about that?
Job for you, 621. You're joining an operation planned by Balaam HQ. Check the briefing.
Mm-hmm.
Heard the good news from Walter, did ya?
Oh.
Good. Sit your ass down and listen. Balaam's moving in on the Gallia Dam Complex, one of the Liberation Front's bases. The objective is to destroy their lifeline and make those sacks of shit beg for mercy. I'll be sending 2 good-for-nothing maggots from the Red Guns, Gun 4 Volta and Gun 5 Iguazu. You're just gonna be tagging along on ass-wiping duty.
I could probably destroy both of them.
The call sign Gun 13, a lucky little number that just became available. Gun 13, sound off!
No.
Go get ready. We're going on a field trip, kiddo.
Tough decisions to be made. See, I just don't know if there's a branching path, and if there's a branching path, which one ends up with me supporting the Rubicon Liberation Front. I do not know. But this is the one we're gonna go with. Because that lets me attack a giant machine.
Promotion 621. Smash the Strider, and Archibus HQ will be sure to remember your name.
Of course they will. But I'm also very curious about the whole, design of it. Because you'd say ship. And I'm looking at that and I'm like, that's just like a Strider, like a walker, like a tank, like a six-legged beetle.
Main system activating countdown.
Not really what I would call a ship. A land ship, perhaps. But yeah,
Commence mission.
I like this little light green.
Get through all that dust to make contact with the Strider.
Yeah, I sure will do that. I was thinking about doing white with the dark green, but I don't know. This kind of does it for me. Anyhow,
Divide AC. Must be one of the corporation's dogs.
it is.
Activate the eye. Burn them away.
I would rather you didn't.
Yes, sir. Coral, abide with Rubicon. Abide with Rubicon.
Oh! Okay. I need to figure out a way to dodge that.
Two repair kits remaining.
Yeah. So how would one dodge such a thing? Also, you're really stretching the... Kill it, whatever it is. Oh, it doesn't even need that many missiles.
Personal. Take out one of its legs and bring it to a halt.
They evaded the eye laser.
Really didn't.
All hands. Prepare for close range combat. Intercept.
There goes one of your legs. Okay. Well, was that not enough to destroy it?
Confirmed. Strider leg compromised. It's going down. The bigger they are, the harder they fall.
Yeah, that's all very fascinating. Anyway. Oh my god!
Right, now we've got a foothold to get on the deck. Grab on and get to work on the sub-generators.
I was not paying attention, but okay. I will get on that, sir. Damn. You guys were not prepared.
Rookie. We can't take any chances. Decouple the rear.
Pardon?
They're trying to cut and run.
Yeah, I noticed that.
Head to the midship 621. Don't let them go.
Yeah, give me a minute. And I'm on.
We can't sink the enemy AC. Remember, we fight for the Coral. Defend the sub-generator.
Consider this, you could just pay me more than the corporations are, and I'd probably be cool with that. Oh, crap. Oh, yep. Ain't gonna have any of that. Thank you very much.
Sub-generator destroyed. 3 to go.
Yeah, I would just as soon not deal with this, but okay. Boy, oh boy. Nope. Okay. That could have gone worse, I'm sure, somehow.
Lost another sub-generator.
2 to go.
Remember, the hardships that made us. Remember that when Rubicon
Nope,
burned,
nope, nope.
we endured.
That's some very inspirational things you're saying there, bud, but don't mean much when I'm...
We're losing the shield, sir.
Ah,
Just one left.
okay. That could have gone better.
Flagship of our war. Hold the line. Defend the ship with your lives.
How am I supposed to do this?
All sub-generators destroyed.
Yeah, but also I'm...
Shield is offline. Head to the front segment and hit the target.
Okay.
At 50%.
Ouch. How the heck was I supposed to do that without falling? Oh well. I just don't have, like, the lift to do that kind of maneuvering. I'm gonna fall again, aren't I? Yep. Yep. Okay. Barely made it. But we made it. Oh, boy. What I wouldn't do for being just a little bit lighter weight. Also, at this point, we've kind of cut their Strider in half, so, like, is this even really worth defending? I question this. Alright, fire your laser. Observe that, it did nothing.
Target in your sights. Time to finish this.
Oh my god, you have missiles.
AP at 30%.
Charge the cannon. Burn the coral plunderers. The eye has taken significant damage. We're not through yet. Show them our pride.
Yeah, keep showing me your pride.
Sir, the eye's in a critical state. Impossible. Sir, no response from the eye.
I could have done all this a lot better. Oh shit, I've...
We can't lose the Strider.
Well,
Confirmed. Target destroyed.
actually you can. It turns out.
It looks like all that energy it was sucking up has nowhere to go.
Ooh. I feel like I've killed their,
You need to get clear of the Strider.
Yeah. I sure do. Don't tell me it's on the other side that you want me. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Damn hyenas. Damaging the planet.
I mean, what'd you expect?
Combined with Rubicon.
Are you listening? That thing's about to plumb.
I am trying, okay?
See that, 621? The Strider's blowing itself up.
Yeah, and probably me with it.
Fitting end for something built to fail.
What do you mean, built to fail? Ooh. I wonder if I couldn't find something on that. Curious. Curious. I think if there is a branching path on this,
One new message.
pretty sure we're not going to be doing the whole Liberation Front thing. I think we might have killed them. Effectively.
Your work on the Strider deserves commendation.
It does.
I am thrilled to have issued you the request. Allow me to introduce myself. I am the Archivist Group's mercenary liaison,
Mm-hmm.
V8 Pater, at your service.
Delightful.
I think I'll enjoy doing business with you.
Yeah, sure, whatever. I'm not going to remember your name. Emblem acquired, Archivist Corp. Oh. Okay, now question. So I can still do the damn complex. Okay. Out of curiosity, did this unlock anything new? No. Are there new parts I want? Not really. At this point, although there is something to be said for these bulky, monstrously bulky arms, I kind of like the design. I also know how to do this detailed thing now, and just... A little less HP in defense, but a little bit more of that firearm specialization, which, if I remember right, is just... I am sorry. Are you not going to ever just keep the... Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Control settings, control assignments. No, it's like... Input device settings, maybe? Yeah. Device for on-screen prompts. Just keep it on the pad, so I know what I'm talking about. But no, go back. Remind me exactly what this firearm specialization does. Higher values improve target tracking performance. I do need that. But... The recoil control there is pretty terrible. So, like, you know, which one's more important? Whereas this one is all about the recoil control and nothing else. I don't know. I simply do not know. Do I like this design? I do. Yeah, that's what we're going with. Just assembling some more parts, you know how it is. I like the boxy look, I do. And this custom one's kind of cool too, but I don't know. There's something about this design which speaks to me. Plus, more scan distance. In theory, I still haven't found a use for the scan, to be honest. But if I ever do, we will be good to go. And this having been done, I think, it seems obvious to me.
Gun 13, huh? I'll stick with 621.
Appreciate it, Walter.
Teach you bad manners.
Don't worry, I'll probably kill them later. If not this mission. Move myself up the rankings, as it were. Are you... Okay, still loading. Just... paranoia. Anyway.
Combat mode.
Hey, you have a tank set up. Nice.
Balaam Group AC Squad Red Guns reporting for duty. Commence mission.
Uh-huh.
Get in there, you maggots!
Cool. Anyway.
An independent merc. Who's the wise guy who decided the red gun should be taking care of some freelancers?
Who gives a shit? We'll handle this mission ourselves.
Yeah. You guys have fun over there.
Target destroyed.
Hey, freelancer. I know we even told you why we're here.
Don't care.
Well, as for you, red guns are gonna go climb the wall. This is just target practice. When we're done, the locals will base is next.
Can't take yourself away from chatting with a tag-along? Why don't you start a sewing club together and stitch that damn mouth of yours shut?
2 targets destroyed. How about that? Guess you're not a total amateur.
Anyway, where's our other targets?
Good for. Can't say I considered you a pro either. We don't need backseat drivers in the red guns. Shape up or ship out.
That takes care of the frontline MTs.
You guys literally
That
did
was just the
nothing
warm-up.
there.
Look alive, maggots!
2 generators to go. Keep moving, 621.
Uh-huh.
Hope you're enjoying the field trip, kids.
Don't wet your pants now. Does this guy ever shut up?
Pretty sure he doesn't.
No luck for the sewing club, I see. That attitude won't get you far on Rubicon. Hope you'll pilot better than you sew.
What? Where are my targets? There's my targets. I cannot wait until this starts kicking my ass. Because I just...
Do you hear me, you corporate
Oh, hey!
The Rubiconians will never yield. You're going home in armored coffins.
Hey, cute.
Forged in ash, we stand as one. Hot dog, I got an AC.
Not for long.
Like an old piece of junk. It's barely different from an MT.
Gun 4, you're not exactly cutting edge either. You want to be next on the scrap heap?
Oh, wait, is that the one? Are you my friend? Oh, you are my friend who I'm going to kill. Anyway, it's kind of obvious how this is gonna go, so. Oh?
Independent mercenary. Why be a mere pawn?
A very good question.
What honor is there in serving corporations that exist only to kill and plunder?
There isn't any. Which is why I'm really hoping that eventually we're gonna, you know, switch sides, but until then, it's a paycheck.
Father Domayan, I failed you.
Confirmed. Enemy AC destroyed.
Gun 13. Guess you're not just tagging along anymore. Now hurry up and destroy that stinking...
All targets
Yeah,
destroyed.
it's gone.
Looks like my good-for-nothings were good for something after all. Field trip's over. Gun 13. I'll keep that lucky call sign open for you.
I hope they don't count that little bit of damage at the end against me, but it looks like they didn't. Good. So... what's next, boss? This is a fun one.
You must be the handler, I presume, for the independent mercenary Raven.
Honored to make your acquaintance, V2 Snail.
I understand you want to join Operation Wall Climber. You do realize that disposing of some Liberation Front garbage hardly qualifies you. Know your place, you meager dog sitter. The answer is no.
I hear you're deploying V1 again.
Oh?
Must be rough only having one good pilot to rely on.
Oh? Are you suggesting your dog can take Freud's place?
You'll see. Just give us the chance.
Very well, then. We're also deploying V4. Who's been equally brazen of late? Let's see how they both perform.
Curious. What's that about? Obviously a new organization
One new message.
to add to our list. But tell me about them. Oh,
You got lucky, Merc. You were
That's
the only
adorable.
warm body they could find. The Red Guns are going to be first over the wall.
you literally were behind
Have
me the whole
fun
time.
Watching from the sidelines.
I could snap your mech in two. Anything added to training? New parts, love that. I mean, I know it's not the most interesting, but also, hey, look at that. I do not have the power to use that. That makes me sad, but also, hey. Ooh, I want it. Ooh, how I want it. I might need to do something with just the coloration on the little modules as well. But that's another discussion entirely. Also a laser cannon, kind of like it. I think I'd replace this one. Although, again, I need more power. What the hell are these? Oh, I hate it. I hate it. Alright, so I would definitely need to make some changes to figure out the energy shortfall on that. But also, I mean, just look at it. Just look at it. Look at it and tell me it's not gorgeous. Oh. Alas. Let me just see. Yeah, no matter what, I'm gonna have an energy shortfall. And that costs more energy. All of this costs more energy than what I've got. Urgh. Killing me here. I mean, what I could do is go with only one weapon. Then again, I don't even know if I'm gonna like these, so maybe I should just buy them, try them out in training real quick, and go from there. Let's see. Just put that as nothing, and that gets me within my energy requirements. Although, actually, yeah, that only saves me like 10 energy. That saves me a lot more energy, but, like, I don't know. Does it save enough? It does, in fact. Let's see about this training first. What's the new training? Assembling an AC and how reverse jointed ones work. I mean... I maybe should look into that. But also, I just want to test the new weapon. Let's be honest, I just want to see how this works. Although, if I do those other ones, it gives me new parts, so I probably should do that. Yeah. Oh. Kinda love it, kinda love it. Let's see against a just regular old trainer. Is he able to dodge that? Yes. Okay. Annoyingly, yes. I don't remember if I took the... Alright. This actually isn't taking any of my boost, is it? Well, maybe it is. Let's see. Yeah, it's still kinda... The real concern is that it overheats. Okay. I'm curious how much damage this does. I don't know if that did much more. Quit the test, yeah. Uncertain. If I like it enough to justify... Still not enough energy. Damn. Okay, I must be right up on the edge of it. Does this have a slightly... Okay. So let's see what the plasma rifle looks like before I go all in on anything else. Because don't get me wrong, the laser rifle looked good, but also it requires me to compromise on my boosters, and I'm kind of not into that. Interesting. Just a regular old trainer guy. Might be useful against stationary targets or more stationary targets. It also, I notice, does overheat a lot quicker. Oh, and it does have ammo limits as well. Okay. Alright. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the plasma rifle, although it might be good as an alternate to the blade. That's another way I could use these. But for my purposes, I think I'm just going to go tried and true. Bam, bam, and then do that. And upgrade our parts a little bit. Both aesthetically and just in terms of combat performance, I think this might be the best we're gonna get right now. Although, we'll have to keep an eye out for those missiles. But no, let's... What missions do I have? Operation Wall Climber. Okay. Destroy the Juggernaut Heavy Mobile Artillery. Tempting, but let me do this training first, see what parts it gets me, and then see if it becomes something where I'm like, oh, this changes my build entirely. What do we got? One way to assemble and install ranged weapons to both hands is known as double trigger style among veterans. Okay. Yeah, I tried that with, like, the, Oh, yeah. No. I tried it with the revolvers, and that was a lot of fun. What is this thing that you've attached to my side? I want it. Short QB reload time spec, which allows an outpatient. Yeah. Oh my god. Speed. I am speed. Assembly from the selection of usable parts, unnoticed. Prioritize E in capacity in order to allow extensive use of aerial maneuvers and quick boosts. Our control system determines target tracking. AC equipped with an FC that is specialized for close range combat, allowing to reliably land attacks with its high firepower weapons. Yeah, I noticed that. Ooh. That thing is a cannon, and I love it. Love me a giant cannon. Who doesn't? Yeah, it's all about medium range with this one. I get that. It's also speedy as hell. Oh, was that still alive? Hold up. Cannon does less damage than I thought it did. But okay. So what do I get for that? Do I get the cannon? Because I would like the cannon. New booster. Okay, I'll take that. New FCs and new generator? Okay. Let's see. Ooh, does increase the load on my... Ugh. Yeah, it makes me faster, but also really increases the... I don't know. Not really one for the lightweight builds, usually. Although, this might be worth looking into. Yeah, that one's definitely not, but maybe the generator? Got a lot of capacity, it's got a lot of supply. That energy output is worth it. 100%. That energy output makes it worth it because it will allow me to test this out with no issue. Okay, okay. What's the other training give me? I really have never tried reverse jointed ACs, so I'm curious. This is about area attacks. What are you talking about? Improve quick boosts. Okay, so I can jump higher. Ah. Gorgeous. I'm curious, though. Ooh. Oh. That is a beautiful thing right there. Yeah, kinetic, explosive, or energy. Makes sense. Okay, so energy weapons produce heat when fired. This can ultimately result in overheating. When overheated, the weapon will be temporarily disabled, but functionality will be regained once the weapon has been allowed to cool. Avoid overheating by monitoring your rate of fire. Yeah, I was aware of that, kind of. Let me see what the charged shot does to you. It ruins you. Okay. What about you? Melts right through. Gotcha. I do like this little plasma missile thing we got going on. I like a damage over time weapon, honestly. Yeah, I'm aware. Oh, yeah, that got me. Alright, alright, alright. Chill, chill, chill. God, these weapons are brutal. Still don't know that I'm a fan of the reverse jointed legs. That might work better with my style. Hey. Not as much impact, admittedly, but looks badass, and looks are a significant part of the gameplay. Might try that out, might not. Well, let's give it a shot. What the heck? All right. Let's just do one quick little... One quick little test. See how it feels. I think the handguns are mostly for close range combat and maybe best used when dual wielding. Oh, damn. Aren't these my old boosters? They look like the coloration's changed. Could be a result of the generator, don't know. Let's look at you. Just see what you look like. Alright. Okay. Damn, that's annoying. It does also work pretty well. I don't know, do I like it enough to keep it? Maybe.
AP at 50%.
It definitely takes longer to overheat, which I appreciate. did we go? Ah.
AP at 30%.
Oof. Ow. I don't know if I'm thrilled with it or not. But just the fact that we have so many laser rifles being offered to us makes me think that we should use it because, you know, just logically, if they give me a weapon that says, this does extra damage against some enemies, just before a necessary mission, I mean, I could put 1 and 1 together to get 2. I think I'll go with the rifle, though, just because I'm more comfortable with a rifle-sized gun. Although, God, that is... maybe for the future, but for now. Actually, do I want to go with the pulse shield? Nah. I got interrupted before. I was going to say I was going to try out the pulse shield. In my experience, I just would rather have more missiles. But I'll show you, actually. I'll put it on for a turn. This is the left one, right? Yep, good. Not that there's necessarily anything wrong with it, it's just... I know for a fact I have better options. Where's the... Okay, the laser handgun is there, and that's the only new part, right? Cool. Alright. Sally forth. I am glad we did that training mission just because I needed a better generator.
This request comes straight from Archibus headquarters. They want you to assist with a mission the corporations are calling Operation Wall Climber.
This is V2 Snell, leader of the Vesper 2nd Squad. I will chair the briefing for this mission. This is an operation of my own design. Consider it a privilege to be called to participate. You will be attacking the Wall, a key trading outpost fortified by the Rubicon Liberation Front. The rabble have formed a defensive line comprised of artillery and MT squads. Break through the line, then make your way to the top of the wall. There
Easily
you shall
done.
find the Juggernaut, a mobile heavy artillery platform. Destroy it. V4 will also be participating in this mission, infiltrating through a separate route. However, be aware that Balaam has also taken a crack at the wall, only for their vainglorious hopes to be dashed. Do try not to die like a dog out there.
We love a condescending leader. Those are always the most effective ones, aren't they? Extra rewards based on number of enemies destroyed. So kill as much as we can.
Your objective is to take the Liberation Front fortress, the Wall. Show them you're worth the credits. 621.
Oh, I most definitely am. So many poor citizens going to die. Alas. If only they had the money. If only.
Main system activating combat mode.
Ah, dearie me. I'm curious about this.
We'll start by clearing the way for Archibus. Take out the Gatling cannons protecting the city, and the bow steps
Damn.
pod MT further in.
Damn.
There's heavy fire coming from up top.
Yeah, I noticed that.
621. Keep an eye out for cover.
You'll never climb the wall, corporation dog!
Yeah, it just took 2 hits to kill you, so.
Abide with Rubicon!
Oh, man. You know what? I'm suddenly glad I brought the shield. Oh my god.
AP at 50%.
Okay. Perhaps...
2 repair kits remaining.
Perhaps there's a better route I could have used. Okay, we're getting to, oh.
Forged in act, we stand as one. Die, mercenary!
Yeah, sure. Anyway. What I was gonna say about the pulse shield is that I have found that I would rather have the extra damage, because the pulse shield just makes me a little bit more aggressive. Some might say a bit of a risk taker. Whereas the extra damage would be much appreciated in a situation like this, for example. Yep. Bring me back to the garage, please, because, yeah. Okay. Now it feels like Armored Core. Although, unlike in Armored Core games, most of them anyway, let's think. Maybe I don't want this blade anymore. Maybe. Well, we will sortie forth as is.
Your objective is to take the Liberation Front fortress.
Yeah, we'll get to that. And now the only difference I'm noticing is that because we can replay missions, I can't really get stuck. Because in the previous ones, if you quit a mission, you would just lose money. Like however much ammo and damage you lost, you just have lost that. And so that's how most of the games ended, for me at least.
Take out the Gatling cannons protecting the city, and the Baus tetrapod MT further in.
I'll get on that, don't you worry about it.
There's heavy fire coming from up top.
Noticed.
621. Keep an eye out for cover.
It's gotta be a better source of cover.
Climb the wall, corporation dog! Coral, abide with Rubicon!
Gatling cannons destroyed. The
Alright,
friendly
that
MT
already
squad
went
will take care of
much
the
better
city.
than it did before.
You take care of the Baus tetrapod MT 621.
Yep, gonna be right on that in just a minute here. Give me 1 second here. I just don't want these interrupting us during the fight. For obvious reasons. Also, each one of them is worth 4,000, so that's pretty great. We're just gonna take all these out. I just don't want to deal with them. 1,700 damage on that. Okay, good to know about. Alright, forgot about you.
Forged in act, we stand as one!
Uh-huh.
Die, mercenary!
Ooh, okay, that was meant to be slightly different.
Another one!
I'm so sorry to say this, but you are not going to survive this.
Baus tetrapod MT eliminated. That significantly reduces the threat in the city. Access the bulkhead and break into the wall.
What bulkhead where? Ah. I was just here a moment ago. Oh, right. I'm sorry, I haven't accessed things in a while. I assumed access meant destroy.
Be prepared for close quarters combat.
Maybe I should have brought the dual pistol setup. But we should be fine.
Do you read me? This is V4 Rusty.
Uh-huh.
You're fast. Guess you're sharper than they say. I'll have to step up my own game. A numbered Vesper is an elite.
Really?
Remember, even Balin couldn't crack the wall. Don't count on him too much.
Fair enough. Is there any way to know?
You sent backup! We're taking too much fire!
Yeah, I've noticed. Anyway. You really should encrypt your communication, guys. Like, this is baby's first rebellion kind of stuff.
Kits remaining.
Okay, the amount seems to be 4,000. I was trying to say, is there a way to know how much my heals will heal me for? It appears 4,000 is the number.
The target is close.
Yep, first boss fight. Let's see how it goes. At least I assume. Unless you want to count the tetrapod or the trainee as a first boss fight, but I don't. Just looking at that machine made me think, yep, this is gonna be a thing. This is gonna be a fight.
I've dispatched a supply Sherpa. Make sure you resupply.
How much does the resupply Sherpa supply me with? Lovely.
Remaining.
Okay. I don't know if it gives me a full heal. I didn't want to test that. But, okay. Didn't really need it, to be honest. Although I say that, I don't know exactly what I'm facing over here.
You must be Raven.
Sup, Rusty?
One of the infamous handler Walter's hounds.
I like your color scheme. Blue and gold. Real nice.
Interesting. You ready to climb the wall?
Sure am. Let's fuck it up.
The Juggernaut, a heavy mobile kit.
Oh my
I
god.
wouldn't recommend taking it head on. It won't be able to keep up with Steel Haze. I'll distract it while you hit its blind spot.
On it.
Watch out, it's coming.
Yeah, but it's coming for you, so...
That's the stuff. Walter knows how to pick 'em.
This is actually relatively easy. Maybe I should have gone with reverse jointed. Oh, nope. I'm hoping those plasma shots are from you, not from...
This is V4. Understood. Raven, I just got an update from Snail at command.
Uh-huh.
We've got enemy reinforcements incoming. If I don't intercept them, we're both toast.
Cool.
Hate to leave you like this, but you'll have to finish without me. He's gone. So much for our decoy.
Yeah, that's a bit of a problem. But not too much of one, honestly. This is nothing compared to just that. There we go. Well, maybe I want to keep locked on. Yeah, maybe.
2 repair kits remaining.
It'd be nice if I had a way to actually intercept those missiles, but that's another discussion entirely. Come on. Oh! Okay, reversing into me. That's new. That's a new trick I was not prepared for. Come on. Come on, buddy. Actually, what I should do... Nope. What I should do, I was going to say, is use the assault boost to get out of the way. But this is pretty well done at this point. Ow. He says, confident as he has to use up his last repair kit. Ow. Yet it didn't even matter. I definitely could have done that cleaner, though. I will say that.
Juggernaut destroyed.
That
Operation
could have gone
Wallclimber is a
cleaner.
success. That pilot, Rusty, it seems he knew who you really are. It won't matter. I've taken that contingency into account.
Oh, yeah. That is a fair point. Rusty wasn't supposed to know. Alright, though. Okay. Rather, he was supposed to think, I'm just some independent mercenary named Raven.
Message.
We're war buddies now. I think I should tell you something. During
Bold
Operation
claim.
Wallclimber, Arquebus was planning to sacrifice you.
Eh,
Plan was to use independent mercenaries to clear the way so that the Vespers could step in and take over.
wasn't even necessary.
Instead, you took the wall. The higher-ups are going to remember you now, that's for sure. As will I.
Alright, new training exercise, more new parts. We love new parts. Ooh, pulse gun, you say? Interesting. Useful for canceling out pulse defenses. What the fuck? New laser blade. Ooh. New laser blade with a lot more power to it. But also a lot more weight. So there's that to consider. I do want to try out that new... the initial guard duration's good, but not so much with the sustain on it. Alright, alright. Are there any new actual parts? No? Oh, we got quadrupeds and we got tanks. Okay. I'm still sucker for the good old bipedal, but, you know. Good to know there are options. Again, increases weight, but a lot more. Well, not much more thrust, honestly. Let me see here. Quick boost reload ideal weight is about 100,000. I don't know what my weight actually is. A little more thrust with the melee attack, though. It's appreciated. And seeing as I do a lot of stuff in medium range, this is probably the way to go. Except for the missile lock correction. But other than that... see, yeah. I am curious what this is about, though. I mean, like, I need to know. Also, I probably should just buy these for the sake of it. Look, I know it's not the ideal, but also I could just grind out money whenever I want to. I'm just curious how this thing works. Also, there's something else I'm missing? Oh, just that there's another pulse gun there, maybe? Are my other missiles not homing missiles? Huh. Something to think about later, I guess. Anyway. AC test. Just a quick little AC test, and actually we should call it there for today, because we have been doing this for about an hour, so yeah. But I mean, progress made, and I'm just... What the fuck is this? What is this gun? Bubbles, okay. Let me see what it does to a live target. Well, he doesn't like it, certainly. And presumably I will find some use for this. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what I'm supposed to do with this. Well, enough for now. Actually, I really do want to test out some other shoulder parts. Yeah, I think that is what I'm gonna do. Switch out for a sleeker, but also possibly devastating plasma missile launcher. But anyway, we're gonna get into what this training is. Oh, we're gonna actually figure out how tetrapods and tanks work, and how they work in comparison to just standard issue legs. Okay. Well, matters for the future. For now, thank you for your time. Note the like, comment, subscribe buttons below. Use them responsibly, and I will see you all soon. Goodbye.